Bomber TV.
Hi guys, Bomber here, welcome back to the channel. Before we start, a huge thank you to all my followers. We recently got to 1k subscribers. It's a very, a happy milestone for me, and really, I'm speechless. I don't know how to thank you, but, just saying thank you to all of you. So, the deck of today is Aggro, Shurima, Noxus. So, the meta has already settled a bit. And this is actually not the best meta deck currently, but it is one of the newest best meta decks. Currently, still the best meta decks are like TF Vids or Fiora Shen, stuff like that, which is kind of old. I wanted to do, some videos about new decks, and this has a lot of potential on becoming, S tier and maybe dethroning the older archetypes. Really, there is nothing much going on. We saw the Azir Scout with Lucian. It is much more interesting stuff going on there, much more synergies. Instead, this deck is just, very efficient. It runs all the best units that both Shurima and Noxus offer. So we see Bakai Reaper, very strong first drop, which also scales and later on can either do a lot of damage because, as I said, he grows, or he could trade with bigger units. For example, if this grows to a 3-2, which is definitely possible, it can already trade with 3 drops, and it's just a 1 drop. You see, it is basically as Jagged Butcher on Bilgewater, with potential of growing even more, but it has also Fearsome attached to it. It is true that it has less, punch through on the first turn that it comes out, if this is your first drop, because it has only 1 attack, of course, but it's not that big of a drawback. Instead, Dunekeeper, very, very strong, even better than Legend Saboteur, which is crazy, because probably the most aggressive 1-drop was, for all the time, was Legion Saboteur, and, the other one, the Legion... that other stuff, 3-1, it was a 3-2 with the can't block, but then it was nerfed. And so yeah, we have a better 1-drop, which is Dunekeeper. And the reason for that is that Legion Saboteur has to attack 2 times to get the 2 bonus damage to the Nexus in. Instead, Dunekeeper, if the Sand Soldier gets through, then it is 2 free points of damage. And yeah, that's crazy. And if it is blocked, the Sun Soldier, then you're probably trading with their 1-drop, which is even more insane. So yeah, very, very, very great card. Then we have Precious Pet, so we see a lot of 1-drops because this the hyper-aggressive nature of this deck is crazy. Then House Spider, Imperial Demonist, you don't really want to mulligan into the Imperial Demolitionist. It is better to kick it off, and later on, if you get the Imperial Demolitionist, probably through the mid-game, it is the best. Play that, the mid-game is the best, because you get that burn, but you also put a little bit of board presence into play. You can either block with it or attack, you go wider. So yeah, but you have to look at it as a Mystic Shot with a body attached to it, but of course it's the Nexus, which is not a big deal for an aggro deck anyways. Legend Grenadier, very, very strong, of course. Renus Path, guys, this card is crazy. Like, when I saw this card, I instantly thought about this in aggro, which is kind of obvious, but it's deceptively good. It also draws you a card. This is basically 2 free points of damage, and then you can chain off with additional burn spells, or have another 1-drop, or something to do later on. The draw 1 is crazy, really. I don't know what to say about this card. It's crazy. Then we have Azir, Draven. Azir can get quite threatening, quite fast. You also have a lot of ways to level him up, actually. You also have House Spider, which summons other stuff. That's basically it, but, Dunekeeper, House Spider, and Azir itself. It's pretty common to level up Azir, and you get an additional big unit on board most of the times. And then yeah, we run the burn that is mandatory in these kinds of deck. And yeah, like, aggressive decks, almost all have to kinda either go to Overwhelm, or to burn to finish off the games, because later on the control decks or the mid-range decks will simply put bigger units, which will trade efficiently with more of your units. So later on you will see that you are actually outnumbered, and none of your units will get through, and none of your units, which are all 1-drop, 2-drops, they will not get through, really. So you either need burn, which this deck does, or if you're in Freljord or Shurima or Freljord, you could also resort to Overwhelm, and in fact this deck does both things. We also have Ruin Runner and Darius and Captain Pharaon, which is kind of both, because it also gives you the burn cards. This is probably for a slower matchup if everything failed, and the same goes for Darius. They are just, you know, occasional bombs that you want to deploy and hopefully finish off the game. Rune Runner, on the other hand, is a very, very strong card. Not only this can trade with another unit, almost a big unit, a 5/5, you know, it is in the range of 5 drops, and most of the times it can also get some points of damage in. Instead, if you're not against mid-range or control, against other types of aggro, Rune Runner can trade with a blocker with 3 attack or stuff like that, while also dealing damage and staying on the board, and can't be really removed by pings or stuff like that because of the spell shield. Rune Runner actually a very, very solid card for Shurima, which we will see a lot in a lot of aggressive decks. And so yeah, guys, that's it for this deck analysis. So let's let's see this deck in action. Before I get into some games, please, if you like this type of content, consider subscribing, turning on the notification bell, leaving a like, a comment of what you like about this video, or what would you like to see more. And so, without further ado, let's jump into some games. Okay guys, we are still at Platinum 4, we are up against Azir and Noxus. I kinda didn't play a lot recently, because I was waiting for Mobalytics to, you know, a bit for the meta to settle, because I don't really like not knowing what I'm up against. Instead, when the meta is settled, I like more the strategic aspect of the game, you know, the play patterns, you know what to expect. It's a bit more like poker, but, you know, much more strategic. We actually don't see a 1-drop, so Azir, we could keep the Azir because it's, you know, one of our strongest cards. He's also into Manu Shurima, so I don't think he will have a way to remove the Azir or to challenge it. I mean, he could have with Ruthless Predator or stuff like that. It's an hard call, but I guess I will keep the Azir. Hopefully, drawing into a 1-drop, we have, you know, 12 of them. And in fact, we do get the Doomkeeper. But actually, probably we don't really have to play it, because we basically lose the Sun Soldier, which is a shame. Instead, we could go here for a very aggressive start of double 1-drop. This is also one of the strongest part of this deck. The ability to go for double 1-drops on turn 2. But, like, it's crazy. If you go for... okay, that's a pretty strong play from our opponent. Here, we kind of have to go for this. He can't block with this, and he probably trades the Sand Soldier, so it's actually useless to attack with the Sand Soldier, but, I mean, let's try. Maybe he misplays. As I was saying, like, imagine if we also had... imagine Precious Pet on turn 1, then on turn 2, Doomkeeper, and another 1-drop. That's simply crazy. Your opponent, if he doesn't have an Avalanche or, you know, some sort of AoEs, he's simply screwed, really. Okay, so here, I think we can go for Azir, actually, because we can block on the 2-1 very efficiently. He can attack with just Azir, but yeah, didn't really make all that much sense. Okay, now I think we go for Draven, and yeah, like really, this deck just wants to curve out. As you see, it's he doesn't run a lot of spells. The only spells that he really plays are just, you know, burn spell, so you don't really have to think a lot with this deck, which is both good or bad depending on where do you look at. I don't know, here we probably just stuck with Draven. I'm thinking this is a bit too slow, but we can't really block with Voice of the Reason because, you know, we can have Spinning Axe. You could look at it as just discarding a card, but you could also look at it as just removing the 3/4, basically. So yeah, in fact, he didn't block with Draven. Yeah, the Spinning Axe is deceptively good in the sense that you can make those types of play. You can fake, like, they really can't block because they know that you will play Spinning Axe if they block with it. But in another way, you don't really want to play the Spinning Axe. But you know what I'm saying. It's a bit of a mind game. They feel bad about blocking because they know that you will go for Spinning Axe, but you actually don't want really to go for the Spinning Axe, and neither do they. So in the end, you are satisfied, and your opponent kind of plays not in the best way possible, probably. So he goes for Desert Rat, which is fine. Azir is 6 out of 10, so pretty threatening. Here we could either go for Imperial Demolitionist or we could go for Rune Runner. And I think I'm going for Rune Runner because next turn we are actually threatening the open attack. Azir is 8 out of 10. As you see, you know, his deck is probably built around, you know, summoning stuff and leveling up Azir faster. But as I said in the intro, actually our Azir is better placed to level up. Okay, so here we can take our value trades. He could have Ruthless Predator. If we really lose the Draven to a Ruthless Predator, we don't really care. And here we can actually also value trade, kind of, with Azir. Let's not take all that much damage. And yeah, he doesn't even have anything. Okay, so next turn we are most likely going for an open attack. We have the... Ooh, also Decimate. Okay, we start seeing our burn that we need. Actually, I don't know. Probably the Doomkeeper has to stay back. Or maybe the Azir. Yeah, maybe the Azir. Because now we get the Sand Soldier. Azir could level up, though. Like, if we summon our stuff... but then again, like, guys, we are full on the board. So we need to start making some trades. Yeah, I guess this is fine.
Our stories live on.
Dissident, faithless creature.
If he goes like that, you know, we have the same thing with Spinning Axe. Ooh, our eyes. That's interesting. So now also Azir levels up. Right? No, still doesn't. It still doesn't. So, as you're seeing, we're already doing a lot of damage to him. We need to remove the 3-3. Otherwise, you know, the Azir leveled up, all of the units will have 2 more attack. It's going to be pretty bad. The Ruin Runner being traded by the 2-1, I actually didn't consider that. When I was attacking, I was considering that the Voice of the Reason would have blocked the 6-2. Because maybe I thought that it was a 6-3. I don't know what I really thought. But yeah, it's still fine. We just really need a Legend Grenadier on the board, an Imperial Demolitionist, and the Decimate, and we won. So as you can see, if we can deal some damage through, it's really game over. Like, your opponent can't really... If he doesn't run heal, which he doesn't because he's into Mono Shurima. Shurima does have heal. He has Devoted Council, that's right. But,
For the Empire.
he doesn't even have the Azir leveled up yet. And probably he's dead next turn. Since we are at it, why not? You know, just vomiting our hands onto the board. And another Decimate, just, you know, for for the overkill. Okay, Doomkeeper, so finally we see Azir leveled up. Still does... Oh, okay. It was just a lag. I was like, what? Okay. So we see the Bird Sandisk going, you know, ticking down. And now we can already concede because, you know, Legend Grenadiers at some point are either entering into the Nexus or he has to trade them. Okay, Nasus is kinda threatening, you know, but it's too late. He went actually pretty close on you know, flipping a Burst Sandisk though, so props to him for almost achieving the dream. I mean, I guess that's fine, like, he's definitely dead. So, yeah, he's dead. Do we still get to see the animation, the level ups of... Yeah, so let's actually look through them. Now you see this level up. Then you see the Burst Sandisk flip. Here it is. And the game is already over. And then you see both level ups animations again. But I mean, that's crazy when it happens. Don't they level up? Oh, interesting. If the game is ending, then you don't get to see the level up animations of Azir and Nasus. But yeah, so for science, we also got that out. Okay guys, now we are up instead against an Elise with just Piltover and Zone and Shadows Islands. I don't know if it is a concurrent timelines deck or I don't really know. Here I don't know if I want to try to go for, you know, the double one drop stuff, I don't even know what to expect. He probably has Vile Feast, so actually Bakai Reaper could be better here. He could have Mystic Shot, but you know, he's wasting 1 mana basically for killing the Bakai Reaper. So yeah, I think this should be fine. Double Decimate. Okay, so now we definitely have the burn. Now we need to deal the you know, the early damage that we need to later on end the game. And actually, it does run some heals in you know, Shadow's Islands, so we have to see. Elise, we have the Legion Grenadier, and we can also value trade on the 1/1, and we will probably do. It's like here, if we block there with the Bakai Reaper and trade the Elise, then I mean, let me think through. Because then we can, well, we can attack with Bakai Reaper, yeah, because you can't block with the Elise. So I was thinking then he could value trade the Elise, but it's actually not true. So by doing this, we also grow the Bakai Reaper into a 2/2, which is pretty sick. So now I don't know if I want to be greedy and, for example, go for a Bakai Reaper, and we could also go for another Precious Pet. Yeah. Let's go for the greedy play, because the earlier you play the Bakai Reaper, the more it will grow, you know? Okay, so I got a bit punished by that play, because now he can block with the 3/1, but we could work it through. If we play Precious Pet, I mean, he has 2 targets for the Vile Feast, and we'll probably go for the Legion Grenadier target. Yeah. So, you know, the Precious Pet still probably gets traded by the Fading Icon. If it gets traded by the Fading Icon. I mean, we are still attacking with this, right? You will either trade with the 2/2 or the Precious Pet. Probably the 2/2. So what we should do is go for something like this, and those 4 damages are going in. But I mean, it is not looking too great for us. We kinda need either a Ruin Runner or you know, a Darius, stuff like that. Doomkeeper is not good here. He used the 1 Vile Feast, so we could go for Imperial Demolitionist on the 2/2, or actually just play the Doomkeeper and you know, kill the Sand Soldier. I mean, this is a they can't block Fearsomes. So I really don't know what I should go for. But then again, if we block with the 2/2, then he can Vile Feast. I don't really know here, guys. Like, could he have something to block Fearsome attackers? Probably the Doom Beast. I don't really know here, guys. I will try to go for this play, but the situation looks kinda grim for us. So let's see if he has the Doom Beast. He probably has it, but he will not play it now because he wants to activate the Nightfall. So it is concurrent timelines, and now he could go for Doom Beast actually, which will not be bad at all. Now if he get a Darius, we are actually not looking so bad, because the Darius is kinda, you know, getting through. Fading Icon. That's a shame because he got a Fearsome blocker. Yeah, he could be unlucky and get all other allies with no 3 attack, but yeah, most likely he would have. In fact, he did.
The Emperor commands, the land obeys.
Yeah, we got a bit unlucky because we got a lot of 1-drops, which is kinda the problem here with this deck. You run so many 1-drops that you risk of, you know, just drawing 1-drops and that's it. Now we would be happy if we draw a lot of burn. He could trade our whole board here, which is, but you know, we are aggro, we have to do something like that. Now let's see if he spots all the good trades.
Guilty.
So like this, the previous pad at least is going through. And maybe you will not have a fearsome blocker later on, which is kind of huge. Because, you know, this is chipping down 2 health every attacking turn.
Insolent cur.
No, he found it, guys. He found it. Yeah. Now we can't really chip anymore. But I mean, we still have a body. So this is dealing 2. He's at 11. If we draw an Oxygen Fervor, he's dead. So we just have to pray. The Spirit Fish is actually pretty good with concurrent timelines. Because, you know, it gets transformed in... Yeah. Like it gets transformed into something like an Ancient Crocodile, you know? That's crazy. Like, I feel hair-stoned right now. But again, now you have to face my triple decimate. Let's go. Okay, Legends of here. At least some burn.
Hush now.
I mean, he is smoking us.
Routes closed.
He should be the control player. And he's actually smoking us. Probably Decimate first. Maybe we'll tap out from Vile Feast. And at least we get the attack, the open attack with it. Which is 1 free point of damage. Crawling Sensation. Maybe the Doom Beast is now coming. That would kinda hurt. Oh, okay, so he wants to level up Elise. And yeah, I guess let's play the Legends of Aether. If he has the Vile Feast. Now at least he's not... Ooh, the box, actually. Pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. I mean, yeah, he was playing around the second Imperial Demolitionist. Because you could have attacked with the Imperial Demolitionist. Sorry, the... Ooh, guys. Let's go. So now you could have Vengeance. What is the best way to do this? Should we... Should we wait? How can we bait him? Like, what if we pass? He's definitely passing back. So, what could we do? I mean, let's probably wait. Maybe he has more answers than we have, for sure. So maybe we'll draw a second Noxus Fervor. Or he will do something like this. And now we won. He could have Vile Feast. That's still the only answer. I mean, we are still dead next turn, anyways. So we have to risk it. He already had 1 Vile Feast. He has only 2 cards left into the deck. Into the hand. Now he drew a lot. Okay, so that's also a consideration. I mean, guys, we have to try it, really. What else could we do? We only give him more chances of drawing stuff. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Please. He didn't draw Vile Feast. You are not so good of a player. He did, guys. He did draw the heal. And then now, we lose, right? We don't have anything. We could draw another Noxus Fervor, but we don't have another unit on the board to sacrifice. So yeah, we got a bit unlucky there. Yeah. Well played, man. Well played. I mean, that Ancient Crocodile was actually pretty lucky for him. Also drawing into double Elise to, you know, level up Elise. Yeah, kind of a crazy game. We'll still probably include it because it's also very important to understand why you did lose, what if you made some mistakes, or if it's just, you know, that some games go like that and you can't really do nothing about that. So for example, in this game, we drew a lot of 1-drops. So we did draw a lot of burn, which, you know, also was kind of bad in the opener because we couldn't really play those cards, but at least we could play them later. But then yeah, he drew heals and that's fine. Well played. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, turning on the notification bell, because YouTube otherwise won't notify you. Also, please consider leaving a like, a comment of what you liked, what would you like to see more. And I also have some links of the Discord server. In there we can chat with all the rest of the community. I have the Patreon Instagram, you know, Twitter, all that good stuff. Please check it out. And so yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful. And as always, see ya.